Often when you look back at games, you see things differently. So on reflection, how do you see Dorking?
Oh, we're really disappointed, really. I think we created enough opportunities to win the game. We just didn't take him, and that was our problem on the night. We didn't look in any worry defensively, and obviously we get done on the counter attack, and the lad one butts in the top corner. When we get beaten, everybody's distraught, and fans are giving us a little bit of stick, and that's the way it is at the minute. But as I say, we didn't do that bad, I didn't think. And when you look back on the game, which we have done, we was in some really good areas, but a final ball on that night wasn't good enough.
Do you feel with that one result alone, it's maybe put a little bit more pressure on what you've got left this season now?
No, not really. I think we've worked out what we need to do, and that's not by game. It's the end of the season, what points tally we have to come. And we've just spoke to the boys this morning. When we first walked into this football club, we was after 7 games gone and only on 3 points. So the boys have come a long way, and we just have to keep pushing forward. There's going to be ups and there's going to be downs, so we just have to keep pushing forward. The next game comes on Saturday, and that's what we've got to look forward to.
How are the players, training wise, mentally, how are they?
No, it was good. We gave them a bit of a rest day yesterday, but they came in, and today we've just got everything ready for a tough game at home. That's going to be tough. We beat them down there. Luckily enough, we didn't play very well down there, and we managed to grab the win. So they'll be coming here trying to change it. They're on a good run of form. They're a good side. We're pushing up the league, so it's going to be a tough game.
Neil Ardley said after the game on Tuesday about who motivates the motivator. So how do you, as a coaching staff, go about picking yourselves up?
Listen, we're positives who've been in this game long enough. You get ups and downs as players and as coaches, but you have to come in ready for the next challenge, and this is going to be another challenge for us. We need everybody batting on the same side. We spoke to the players. Everybody has got to keep going, looking forward, and we need the fans on our side. We're going to need them even more this season. Obviously, it's going to be a tough running for everybody, and there's a lot of teams out there fighting. And if you can get behind us and the fans get behind us at home, I think it'll be beneficial for us.
Obviously, there's a few rumblings the other night. I think Neil Ardley referred to some of the boos that he heard. We've had comments post-match at Radio York as well. The fans generally aren't too happy at the moment. So how do you go about keeping them on side? Because you're not going to win every game, because it just doesn't work like that. So how do you go about keeping them on side?
Well, we have to play it as a tempo. We have to play with a lot more quality. We have to go forward. We have to create chances. Because the fans want to be stood up enjoying the game, not just sat down and it's not a great game. So that's what we've got to do. We've got to enjoy it. And I think we did at times the other night. It's just our final ball into the danger areas wasn't good enough. And that's what let us down, really. So we had a couple of chances. We didn't take him and got counter-attacks. If we'd have come off, it'd have been 0-0. We'd have been disappointed, but we'd have took 4 points from 2 games.
So how do you go about trying to sort out that final ball then?
Well, we've worked on it. We've done a little bit of work this morning. We've spoke to players. There have been individual meetings that the manager sat with most of the forward players, trying to get a bit of confidence in them and more confidence into them. Our full-backs have to do better in the final third by doing crosses. Our centre-backs have to do better when they're attacking set plays. And that's just about everybody else doing that little bit better for the team and pushing us to where we want to get to.
Must be hard building that confidence, is it?
No, not really. I think if I spoke this morning and told them when we first come in we was only on 3 points, and look where we are now. And that's the confidence we have to bring to them, and they'll be fine. The boys were a little bit disappointed themselves really on Tuesday night, and that's the main thing. They was disappointed. Yeah, nobody likes to get booed off a little bit, but I say they roll the sleeves up and get forward to another home game.
Looking at the other night, Dan Batty started. Did he come through okay in the end?
Yeah, obviously he played a little bit longer than what we thought, but he's managed to came through. He's unscathed, which was really good. And I think he'll get stronger in more games he played, but we just have to be careful with him because he's not played no games for a long time, and that's his first game at a good tempo. But he did really well the other night, I thought.
And Danny Amos in a similar situation, having not played much recently.
Yeah, Danny's not played for 2 months, and we were worried about him, but he knew what he was coming into. Danny's a fit boy anyway, and he's been training regularly, not like Bats. He's been out a while, but Danny's in, and we'll just keep pushing him and make sure he's all right. But as you say, we've got 1 or 2 options that we can change if we need to change it. We're going to have a big squad for tomorrow. Most people are going to be in it, and we'll make our decisions tomorrow.
You made 3 changes for the other night, so do you keep that rotation going? I know you said you've got options, but do you keep it going with the amount of matches you've got coming?
I think we need to freshen it up. We're just looking what positions we'll have to freshen up before we do anything. As you say, that'll be a decision for the manager in the morning when we get in, how we're going to go. All the boys know how we want to play. It's just the personnel will be picked tomorrow.
If you need to make changes to freshen it up because of the performance, does that affect maybe a bigger plan that you've got as far as squad rotation goes?
No, not really. We've got an idea of the boys that can handle Saturday, Tuesday, and there's one or two of them that can, and we just have to look after them boys really. There's a couple of boys, experienced boys that are used to playing Saturday, Tuesday. They should be fine with the ball as long as they don't have any injuries. So we'll just keep pushing them, and we'll make sure we recover properly, and the club are brilliant behind the scenes, make sure they eat properly and drink properly. That's the main thing.
We always ask, any sign of any recruitment at all?
No, we're hoping to. We're still trying really hard. We're nearly trying to get one over the line, but that probably won't be done if possible till after the weekend if we can. But as you say, till it's signed and the deal's been done, then there's nothing to report really.
I'm seeing one or two rumours, albeit rumours, that maybe some of the players out on loan could be coming back. Is there anything there?
I think that's just rumours.
And finally, Dagenham, somewhat what you want from that performance against them tomorrow?
Well, we have to be hard, working hard to beat, but be positive on the front foot by going forward. We know how they play, they're a good football inside, and they will be hurt after the way we beat them at their place, so they'll come here trying to beat us. But so we'll be ready for the fight tomorrow. The boys were disappointed Tuesday, and getting the final third, a little bit more quality, I'm hoping to see chances.
Thank you very
much. Hi Neil, so do you think you've seen the right sort of response in training to the Tuesday night disappointment?
Yeah, we saw it after. As soon as the game finished, the boys were disappointed. But that's our jobs as a management team and as staff to get them back into it. We know our focus is the end of the season, and we need to get to a certain points tally. Hopefully, beat the points tally that we've done, and go from there really. And people just say take one game at a time, and that's what we have to do. Home and away. Speaking
of that points tally, we've spoken with Neil in the past, and he sort of mentioned that he doesn't really look at the table. He's not too overly worried about relegation. Is it the same for all the coaching staff? Is that the mentality you've got?
Well, I've worked with him for 10 years, so I know how he works, and I'm the same. We just get on with it really, and we have to do our job. There's no point worrying about anybody else, because in this league or any league, you never know who's going to beat anybody. And as I say, people have been saying the fixtures are coming up, everybody plays everybody at the bottom. We're unsure who's at the bottom, and really we do know who's at the top because they've been on an unbelievable run. The rest of the time, we've just got to get on with it and do our job.
Looking at Dagenham, have you had any past sort of meetings with Ben Strevens?
Not really. Only met him a couple of times. Obviously, the game earlier in the season where we wasn't at our best, I must admit, but managed to sneak a win late on. They was really disappointed because they did play well on the night and created a number of opportunities, but we defended well in the end and managed to sneak 2 goals. So he'll be looking forward to this challenge.
Dagenham don't just have like any FM up front; they also have a lot of goals coming from the midfield as well. Is that something you've got to be wary of?
Yeah, we have, because obviously they've just put 7 past Oxford, so they'll be on fire. They'll be confident going forward, but that also leaves them being confident going forward, leaves gaps behind them, and that's what we're looking to do tomorrow. We're unsure how they're going to play. Will they chop and change it? We don't really know, but so we just have to get ready at 3 o'clock and go hard and be focused on what we need to do. Defend well, but attack better than we had done on the Tuesday night.
Neil Adler mentioned that you'd find out earlier in the week about Ollie Dyson and what's going on with him. Is there any update on that?
Well, Ollie's been ill for a couple of days, so we are waiting just to find out, but we should find out either tomorrow or by Monday if he's going to extend his loan or not, but he has been ill, so I don't really know what's going on with that one.
And Callum Harriott, how's his progress coming?
Callum's doing really well. He's away with a different physio that we know, so we get him a bit of time away from the football club really, because he's been getting a bit frustrated in his own gym and everything like that, so we've sent him to see another physio just to upgrade him and push him forward really.
Obviously we speak to Neil Adler more than you in these press conferences, but I just want to ask, in the time you've been at the club, what is some positives you could take away from this?
Well, to be honest with you, since we've come on, I think we're a better team. We're more organised, we're fitter, we're stronger. We've got a little bit of belief about them. The boys look like they know what they're doing, and that's not me taking anything that was in front of us. We can only do what we've been told to do, and it has been tough, we must admit. But the boys have given everything they can, and that's all we can ask for. Sometimes our quality hasn't been good enough, and we have to improve that when we can, or if we can. But we just have to keep going and keep getting the lads to believe in themselves.
You spoke to Sharon about the incomings and the outgoings around the club. How often does Neil Adler come to you then and sort of just ask for your opinions on these transfers and things like that?
Well, we deal with it every day really. We get people sent through to myself and Tony. Obviously we've got Matt in the recruitment who's helping us out, sending us all different information. But they have to want to come to this football club, which is never always easy. And the player themselves has got to want to come and realise it's going to be in a bit of a battle. Some players are up for it and some are not really. Some people are happy just to sit at their club and get paid and not play games. So we just have to make sure we're going to bring the right character in if we're going to do that.
Last thing from me, the introduction of blue cards and the sim mins, everything comes with that. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I do. And my thought is if a centre forward's going to have a go at a referee and get sent off or get a 10-minute ban, the goalkeeper has a go at the official. They can't give him a blue card and go for 10 minutes, can they? So it can't be one rule for the outfield players and not for a goalkeeper. So I'm not sure it's going to work.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
Good answer. On it. Thank you.
So they can't give a blue card to a goalkeeper?
Well, can't have a goalkeeper off for 10 minutes, can you?
Good.
What, but no goalkeeper in? Then it was going to be trouble, isn't there?
Not put an outfield player.
That's a great help.
Well, then is it 10 minutes or is it 12 minutes? Because time you get goalkeeper gloves off, shirts off, and it's going to be difficult, isn't it?
Interesting. It took half an hour for Neil to come out of the dressing room after the defeat on Tuesday. I guess you weren't talking Greek philosophy, were you?
No, but there was no anger in there. It's just a little bit of getting through what we could have done better and what we need to do better, and really getting organised with the people that didn't play what they need to do over the next couple of days to make sure they're ready to go on Saturday. Really, it's just planning and organising what we do after some games. The managers just wanted to go over with the staff and the players what was happening.
And to put it in context, the reaction of fans might have been different if you'd lost at Southend and won at home. Still 3 points, isn't it?
Still 3 points, and as you say, we was disappointed the way we conceded the goal because we had enough people behind the ball. It was a throw-in, we lost the throw and they ended up scoring. And really it looked like they were sitting in for the draw and we was attacking. We were still thinking about nicking the late goal, and we got the punishment we did.
Yeah, that sucker punch. Neil looked as though he'd had the wind knocked out of him. How important is it to have a great team around him like yourself to give him that bit of a pick-up?
Yeah, the manager gets all the pressure on him. He gets people having a go at him outside. He has the press onto him, and he has the speak to the chairman. But we know what we're doing. We know what we have to do. So we've been in this situation before at other clubs when we've worked together, and he knows I'm here there. He can ring me, which he did on Sunday morning at the Crack of Dawn when I was trying to have a lie-in. On Wednesday morning when I was trying to have a lie-in, just to go over one or two things. And my job and Tony McMahon's job is to keep them bubbly and get ready for the next game, because we tell the players they have to be ready for the next game, and so do the staff.
He mentioned that some of the players were scared. They looked scared. How do you instill, that confidence in them just to express themselves?
Well, I just think sometimes a home form's always difficult for some teams, and it looked like the other night it was for us. I think we found it difficult because they sat in a little bit and kept passing the ball and not going anywhere, and we didn't want to come out of our shape and leave holes for them to punish us. But we just have to keep going and be positive and see where the team have come from the first 7 games when we took over. As I said, we was only on 3 points, and people would have said we'd be this position now. They wouldn't have said we'd have done this really well. So we have done really well, and the players need to know that. The players have done really well to get us in this situation, out of the bottom four, and pushing up and looking forward.
How frustrating is it, though, that you get that inconsistency where you don't know what version of a player is going to turn up?
But that's the level we're at the moment, and that's what we have to improve. We have to improve the players' ability on the game to make sure they make the right decisions, but we also have to strengthen the squad when we can and bring better players in that's going to stop us from falling out. And if we don't play well on the night, we make sure we don't lose games. And that was probably the biggest disappointing, that we really didn't deserve to lose that game. If we'd come off with a draw, we'd have still been disappointed.
And isn't the reality that you stuck with some players that may never improve?
That's football, but our jobs as coaches and as managers is to get them to improve. But firstly, they've got to want to improve. They've got to want to get on the training ground and work a little bit extra. And I think since we've come in, we've one or two players that wasn't even in our squad have played the game. I'm not going to mention names, but people have stepped up and realised that football's an unbelievable job, but you have to work hard doing it.
Over the last 10 games, Dagenham 15 points, York 14 points. On the face of it, there's a good chance of having a good go at them tomorrow, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a good chance we'll have a good, and we will do. I think, if you say we've been beaten 3 times in 15, which is not bad going, and I think their record's quite good, and the goals have scored because obviously they've gone and battered Oxford's really and scored 7. But so we have to do our job. We have to make sure we defend really well, which have done. But when we get in the final third, we've got to create better chances and better opportunities for our forwards.
And at the core, the fans want the team to win, and that's why there are emotions, and emotions run high. What's the message to the fans for turning up tomorrow?
We just need them to be on our side. And since we came into this football club, they've been right behind the manager and behind the team, and that's all we want. But the players have to turn up for the fans and put a good show on it and get them off their backsides and cheering. That's what we have to do.
Good luck.
Thank you.